now, but and good evening and welcome. It's time for high school football, Texas style. This is a KWES production live on YouTube, and tonight we are in Mission, Texas. That's the home of Tom Landry. We're in the Sharyland community and at Richard Thompson Stadium, where tonight it's going to be the Weslaco Panthers. They are 3-0 on the season, and of course they are from District 32-6A, coached by Roy Stroman. This is going to be his 5th season, and tonight they take on the Sharyland Rattlers, and their coach is Craig Krell. He has been coaching this team since 2013, and they are in District 16-5A Division II. So far they are 2-1 on the season. Again, non-district action tonight. I'm Scott Harrison, along with Football Fred. And Fred, again, there are some injuries for this team from Mission and maybe a little size advantage from Weslaco, but like Coach Krell told us before the game, you got to play the game to decide who might win, who's got the most heart.
Yeah, none of these teams are going to make really any excuses for having injured players. They will tell you it's part of football at any level. And they're not looking for that. They're looking to get better. Both teams are. Weslaco High going up against a really good team that has a very good quarterback, good athletes, a lot of speed. On the other side, Sharyland is going to have to be playing a much bigger, larger team size-wise. Coach Krell says something very interesting. This is the type of team we're going to face in the playoffs. Not the first, not the second, but the third round in.
Right.
So he's thinking already ahead, a good game to prepare the Sharyland Rattlers for.
And Sharyland, they've got some injuries on the defensive line, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And one of the things that we'll see, so a lot of these starters for the offensive line, is going to be a makeshift line, a lot of shuffling back and forth. Coach said we're juggling a lot of things. Coach Krell said we're going to switch some people around. One thing you will remember, they only had just a handful, actually one returner on offense, and they had one guy who was able to play a little bit more than others, and he is going to start at center tonight. Usually your left tackle, he's not going to be able to participate there. They're going to move him into the middle. So that's going to mean that other positions are going to be wide open for the district that's just around the corner for grabs here this evening.
And, of course, the quarterback for Sharyland, he is the only returner as far as offensive starters from last year. It's the coach's son, Bo Krell, and he's done a nice job so far this season. And, of course, it's got to be tough to be a coach's son. Remember, Roy Stroman, his son played for the Panthers until this year. He's graduated. So, again, the coach's son, a lot of spotlight on him, but this young man has stepped up.
He's done great. We've seen him play from early on as an underclassman. He's a senior now, senior campaign, and he's putting things together. And tonight, he's going to get probably the best, Coach Krell said it, the best test he's going to get in the early season, part of the season here, is going to happen here against Weslaco High.
And Weslaco, they are in their white jerseys with the purple numerals, purple helmets. And what would you say? It's kind of a reddish color for
red on
Sharyland.
red on red, yeah.
And so we are getting ready to start off. Ball will be kicked off by Sharyland. Weslaco will get the first chance. Andy Sepulveda, he is the quarterback. He has done a nice job so far this year. He can rush the ball. He can pass the ball.
Yep.
He is a senior as well. And, of course, he's got a great running back there who has done a nice job. Eli Rodriguez, he's got 7 touchdowns already. And now we are underway. So, Football Fred, are you ready to strap it on some football?
I'm ready to see it. And by the way, every time you're in Mission and at Thompson Stadium, You've got to be always looking out for those airplanes. Remember, if you're coming in from Dallas, Houston, doesn't matter. The planes always cross over the stadium. They got a free shot of the game here this evening. People coming from different parts. Just wanted to bring that out. So if you see a plane in the middle of the field, you know why that is the case.
Andy Sepulveda, he is going to be at quarterback. He's got Eli Rodriguez in the backfield, and we already have a little mishap as we try to get this game underway.
So it looks like they're just anxious. Sharyland is anxious. They will play a three-man line. Every now and then they'll mix it up a little bit, they'll vary it up, but they will go with a three-man line. I want you to keep an eye all night tonight on big number 99. Coach talked about him very much, about Thomas Salceda. Now, interesting fact of this young man, he's a soccer player, and he's a good one. But look at him right in the middle, clogging up the middle, playing nose tackle. That's pretty strange for a big guy to be playing soccer and football, huh?
Offsides, penalty moves the ball to the 30. It's going to be first down and 5, and this time not much going for Rodriguez.
The guy we're just talking about, Adriel Vargas, another excellent defender, along with big 99. Thomas Salceda there to penetrate that. Don't get me wrong. This offensive line for Weslaco High is good, and they're going to get a challenge too. They're getting guys that are not necessarily big guys, but their speed is really going to be a factor. We got to watch that all night tonight.
Loss of 1 on the play. It is going to be a second down and 6. Ball is at the 29-yard line. Have to get to the 35. Going toward the south end of the field, toward the scoreboard, is Weslaco. Sepulveda now will throw the ball, and it looks like it's incomplete. Receiver had it for a moment at the 41-yard line. We'll see, and also it looks like the receiver is shaking up, and that is Justin Elizondo.
Yeah, Justin Elizondo had a breakout game last week. He's more of your possession receiver here. Looks like the ball just hit him straight in the stomach. You know, as a matter of fact, it bounced off the stomach, and I say that because if you played any type of football, basketball, baseball, and you can hit full speed with a ball going that fast, yeah, it's going to empty out your whole body, and that's what he's experiencing there. He seems to be okay. That's good to see from Elizondo. Good player, good young player.
Andy Sepulveda so far this season, passing 39 out of 64, 440 yards. He's thrown for a couple touchdowns and 1 interception. As far as last week, 15 out of 19 for 113 yards. So this young man can pass the ball, also can rush it. Has rushed for 3 touchdowns this season, including 2 last week. Had 68 yards rushing, his best rushing game so far this season.
This defense for Sharyland is as good as advertised. You say, well, it's the first time I watch him. If you're a Sharyland fan joining us tonight, well, welcome, first of all. You're used to this kind of this red the guy defense, right? Red pants, red shirts, that kind of stuff. Weslaco High is just getting their first look. This is one of the fastest defensive lines Weslaco will play with.
It's going to now be 3rd down and 6 after the incomplete pass. Sepulveda goes back to pass, and the pass is incomplete. He was trying to hit it on the right side, and down there was Jaden Garcia. Garcia already has scored touchdowns this year as a wide receiver. That time couldn't quite get the ball to him.
So this is going to be 4th down. Now, this is a great start for this defense. This is exactly what they wanted to see. They concentrate on the run. They penetrate the 3-man line, and then they play some pass. And they've got some speed, some athletes on that defensive backfield.
And so we get our first punt of the game. And the ball will go back and be out at about the 33, actually called about the 37-yard line. And punting the ball, Frankie Trevino.
Yeah, Fabian Garza was the punt returner. We're going to call his name quite a bit tonight. He is their athlete, as a matter of fact, listed as an athlete, not just a receiver, but you're going to see him on jet sweeps. You're going to see him in the slot. You're going to see him on the right. You're going to see him in the left. You might even see him in the backfield this evening. I mean, that's how good of a player this number 1. Keep an eye on him. Ryan Gonzalez, we matched up with him all night tonight.
Bo Krell at quarterback. 1 back in the backfield, Santi Longoria. And this time it's going to be a pass play. Probably about 65% of the time they'll pass the ball. Krell has it. This time he cannot get away. Wanted to pass it, but he is tackled for a loss of about 3 yards.
Yeah, Matt Garza did not give up on that play. Matt says, hey, I see you 13. I got to go get you because I know you want to throw the ball. That's when I feel that's where Bo has grown up a lot. That's where we see his decision-making. Maybe younger, he would have thrown it in the coverage. Now he kept it. Hey, so he got a loss. Okay, we're going to do this again. So that's the growth and maturity that Krell has shown now as a couple of years now. He's senior now.
Remember, we talked about Santi Longoria. He was a big defensive player last year. Will still play some at linebacker, but he's going to play a lot as far as a running back. And that time, the pass is incomplete, and it was intended for, let's see here, number 14, Calvin Harris. One thing about Sandy Longoria last year at linebacker, he was voted District 16 5A Division II Defensive Newcomer of the Year. So a big sacrifice moving him as now as a full-time running back.
So wait a minute. You mean to tell me he's one of the best linebackers in the Valley, now he's playing running back?
Yeah.
Man, he must be pretty talented. Yeah. Santi Longoria, he's an impressive young athlete, that's for sure.
Okay, so now we're going to have 3rd down and 12 after the incomplete pass. Remember, the quarterback was thrown for a 2-yard loss on the first play. First offensive series for Sharyland. And again, a lot of pressure. Let's see if the quarterback can get the ball off. He's going to run. He'll fall down at about the 40-yard line, still about 7 yards short of the first down.
Matt Garza is showing his speed off tonight. He's telling everybody, yeah, I'm a pass rusher, but if I have to chase, I will do it. And that was 2 big plays there by Matt on the quarterback, and Krell was able to escape. Now, again, he prefers to sit in the pocket and throw the ball. That's what he's good at. That's where he's strong.
Right.
Doesn't mean he won't run. Right? He's not a sitting duck back there. He can do that, but this was a very good defensive play. Now, watch him line up. Something I will tell you right now. Coach Stroman said, they run a lot of gadget plays. Look at what they're doing now.
All right, we'll have to see what happens there. They've got about 8 or 9 yards to go for the first down, and it is going to be Santi Longoria who's going to punt the ball. The running back we've been talking about gets a nice roll, and it'll be inside the 20, finally down at the 15. So a nice punt. So Sandy can do a lot of things good, can't he?
He's a punter, he's a running back, and coach said, look, come district time, don't be surprised if number 4 is making tackles too. It just tells you what type of athlete he is. But hey, you're going to see that a lot with Sharyland on both sides. You're going to see them play not just offense but defense. Remember, it's a 5A school. It's a smaller 5A school, so you're going to get a lot of these athletes playing both ways.
Eli Rodriguez, junior in the backfield. He is there, of course, with Andy Sepulveda, starter last year too. High snap. He is going to give it to Rodriguez, and he's going to have a lot of running room. Remember, he was at the 15. He is now going to the 30. He's at the 25, 20. Nobody's going to stop him. That is an 85-yard rush for a touchdown. What amazing speed that time for Eli Rodriguez. His 8th touchdown of the season.
All he needs is just a little crease. And when I say little crease, we really mean it. I mean, that's all he needs is just a little space in between the blocks, and that's exactly what he does. He has track speed, not just football speed, but he after he runs out of football speed, he's a track guy.
All right, we wait for the extra point attempt coming up. They've got a soccer kicker, right, doing the extra points?
That's right. That's Betancourt, Julian Betancourt. He's been solid. Another good, solid player here for Weslaco. Man, that was lightning in a bottle, my friend.
Well, Rodriguez, he had 4 touchdowns in the opener, had 3 last week. So this young man, when he gets going, there's no stopping him. 9:37 remaining here in the first quarter, and it's the Panthers over the Rattlers. That is 7-0. This is a KWES production.
So now for me, we've always told you, I don't play chess, I play checkers. So if I was playing checkers with somebody, move made, now it's your turn. So Coach Krell said, look, we understand they're gonna come up and they're gonna take swings at us. That was a big one. So okay, so they did that to us. How do we respond? That's what Coach Krell is trying to find out from his young squad.
Right.
How do we respond against this big front? He called it a bear front. You know, he says, look, he says, literally bear. They're so big up front. That's the formation, bear formation. But they're so big. He says they kind of resemble big bears.
All right, we see that Rodriguez now has 49 carries unofficially for 405 yards and 8 touchdowns. Last week, 3 touchdowns rushing and had 12 carries for 93 yards. So even though he had a great week last week, on one run, he's almost equaled the rushing yardage of last week, football, Fred.
Yeah. That testament to that defense also.
And here's the kickoff. It's going to be returned. Gets down to about the 32-yard line. That's where the Rattlers will start 1st and 10.
So now, one of the things that you have to kind of mention here is Sharyland. If you're from Weslaco, this is the first time you see them. If you're not, you're from this area, Sharyland, you know this team. A lot of athletes kind of resembles Weslaco on the outside where they have that speed. They have some talent out there. Don't be surprised. Remember, their passing game is an extension of the running game. those little slant patterns coming out of the backfield, bubble screens, that kind of stuff. So be on the lookout for that.
Well, they've got trips on the left side. Santi Longoria is in the backfield with Bo Krell, and they will give it to Santi, and he is going to get nowhere. He is really stood up. Looks like a loss on the play.
Yeah, Santi is literally growing up in front of our eyes. He's the type of player, again, we talked about how talented he is. Coach said, look, this is the first time he's been playing running back. So he's getting used to what hole, what gap. He's learning as we go, and he's picked up really, really quick. And he's been very successful. But again, playing a very good defensive line tonight.
Loss of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 12. Ball at the 30. Rattlers moving toward the north end zone here in the first quarter. The one away from the scoreboard. Krell, he's in the pocket. Now he'll run, and he's going to pick up a few yards. We'll give him probably about 7 on that play. So it's still going to be about 5 yards away from a first down.
The coverage by the 2 players in the backfield, the no-fly zone, right? We've labeled them the no-fly zone. Number 3, playing closer to us here, just close. That's Ryan Gonzalez, probably the best corner we have. Now, the safety, they doubled up on that player, which is number 1, which is they understand Fabian Garza can pop off at any time. So along with him, Silva and Gonzalez were there. Look what they're watching on number 1 there.
They got 4 yards on that rush, so it is going to be now 3rd down and 8. About 8 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter. Krell has it, a little pitch of the ball, and it will get up to about the 38-yard line, still short of the first down on the pitch play.
You know, I was talking to somebody, and I know it's nowhere. You know, these are high school young players, athletes. He says he's got the sidearm. Coach Stroman was the one who said it. He's got the sidearm, and he's got the gunslinger feel. Krell does. He reminds me a little bit of Patty Mahomes, how he does things. We just saw it there, the little shovel pass.
Right. Did you see who it was that got it?
Yeah, it was the running back number 4.
Okay, it was 4.
Santi Longoria.
Want to make sure we had that correct. So a pickup of that play of 5 yards, and now it is going to be 4th down and 3 to go. Have to get it over to the 42-yard line from the 38. It's going to be punted by Longoria, and the ball will bounce and die about the 20-yard line. Actually rolls back to the 18. So once again, similar position where Weslaco started last time. But, of course, we saw Rodriguez go 85 yards for the touchdown.
Now, this is interesting. I don't think we've called any game where, at least so far till tonight, this happened already twice on the punt earlier before this one, and then one just happened, where Weslaco has nobody back. You notice that?
Yeah.
There was nobody back to return the punt. Now, I don't know if that's by design or just somebody forgot, I got to get back there. I don't know which one it is, but it's worked out.
Well, we got trips on the left side. Rodriguez in the backfield with Andy. Andy Sepulveda will keep the ball, a design running play, and he is going to get just a couple yards, and that's all around the left side.
Yeah, there was nothing there. He wanted to throw the ball quick. Looked like he wanted to go to Frankie Trevino out there, but good coverage by that defensive backfield. Again, I feel the strength of this team is their defensive backfield for the Rattlers.
So it is going to be 1st and 10, actually second down and about 7. A ball at the 21-yard line. Good crowd out here tonight, by the way, for both fandoms. A lot of fans come out always from Weslaco for their road games. And now here is Sepulveda and a whistle as the snap gets off.
Yeah, that was movement on Weslaco. Now, it's interesting because Weslaco wants to run the ball against this front.
Right.
That's what Coach wants to do. Look, they're 3-man front. They're very athletic. They're strong up front with those 3-man. But they attack from different areas. Your 2 linebackers, you have a couple of them. Caden Requeñas, who's been a player to watch here, by the way, this evening. Young player, number 7. And then number 0, Diego Guerrero. Boy, he's a big star on this defense. Watch him in the middle.
All right, so we're going to have 2nd down and long, and it's going to be a running play. Maybe picked up about 3 or 4 on that play, Eli Rodriguez.
Yeah, Eli, again, just needs a couple of blocks here and there. This defense is swarming. Coach Walker, Coach Jason, a Weslaco alum, he's the defensive coordinator for this stingy Rattler defense. They're attacking. They realize they have to attack this offensive front. Coach Krell said, look, Coach Walker said the same. This is one of the best offensive lines we're going to face all year. We've got to go after them.
Ball at the 19, going to be 3rd down and 9. already past the midpoint of the opening quarter. Sepulveda calling the signals. He drops back, and he will throw a long pass this time, and the intended receiver can't catch up to it. Again, it was a little bit overthrown. Frankie Trevino, the intended receiver.
Not on the same page on that one. I think Andy kind of wanted him to keep going. I think Frankie stopped. Maybe there's just a miscommunication on what they wanted to run. Coach said, look, I want to go RPO, and I want to go fast, kind of like what they did with Edinburgh. Tempo, tempo, tempo. That's not happening yet. We'll see if they can get into that.
So Trevino will go back to punt. He's going to punt it away from about his own 10-yard line. 2 receivers back to try to get the ball. It's going to bounce and will roll out at the 45-yard line, and it will be 1st and 10 now for the Rattlers. Weslaco, a couple players still out, right, from injuries?
Yeah. So let's talk first about, and you never want to hear that a player at this early in the stage of the season is already out for the season. But we have 2 of them. They've had surgeries, and they're doing a lot better today than they were obviously about a week ago. The big one was Harley Rodriguez, the senior wide receiver. He went through a couple of surgeries. He seems to be okay. He's out for the season.
Hip problems, right?
And then hip problems. And then Jeremiah Salinas also, ACL problems. He seems to be okay now. So we're wishing them the best in the recovery.
He had 1 pass for 31 yards in the opening game.
Yeah.
And again, played defense, right, last year.
Yep.
So it's going to be 1st and 10. Krell has the ball, and he is going to try to go around the right side. He goes down. There's a couple players, though, for Weslaco that may be back soon, right, that are injured.
Yeah, there's a couple of guys. Now, you're going to see, obviously, during this defense here this evening, you're missing big number 98 in the middle. Yeah, that's Castillo. He'll be out this week. He could have played. Coach said, like, we're just getting precautionary. Reyes is out. Pablo Cadena, their starter defensive tackle, is also not back. They're shooting to get him back for the start of the season in a couple, 2 to 3 weeks.
So a loss of 5 on that play. It is going to be 2nd down and 15. Krell, he'll throw over to the right side and going to pick up about 7 yards that time on the pass reception. We'll try to see who caught it. I think it was... Yes, it was
Mendoza,
right?
Yeah, Mendoza. Now, this is, again, what they like to do, and it's interesting because this offense for the Rattlers.
Now, was that Mario or Eduardo?
Number 9. That was number 9, yeah. That was Eduardo Mendoza. They don't have, besides Santi, number 4.
Right.
That's basically their own running back.
Yeah.
Everybody else are receivers, you can see, but they do that kind of a play, and that's an extension of their running.
A gain of 12 on that play. It's going to be 3rd down and 3. A running play this time, and Santi is not going to make it. He tries to run laterally, and he is brought down. So Longoria can't get the 1st down.
A lot of speed there against this Weslaco defense. I mean, there's a lot of speed. So when you come out, number 33, we haven't mentioned him too much as a Rattlers down.
Yeah, and by the way, for a moment here, could you give us the officials for tonight? This time
William Cannon, by the way, on that play, made the tackle. Man, what speed showed by him. Hey, so this evening, a group of officials they were familiar with. Fred Gracia is the referee. He's a longtime official. He always says hi to us. I didn't know he was going to be here.
No.
So I would have known. Yeah. I would have, brought out the welcoming party for him. He's always a good guy. He's always a jokester.
He's been through a lot,
He's been through a lot as well. Yeah, the umpire, Leo Dominguez, the line judge, Armando Mendoza, and then you have Armando Garza as well, the head linesman. Side judge as Lino Alanis. Field judge, Jesse Hernandez, and the back judge is Eric De La Garza. So this is the officials for this evening. A good experienced crew as well. They do a lot of games. I asked him, hey, what was he doing last night? He did the Mission High pace game.
It looked like it was Alberto Fonseca who came off.
It seems to be okay, huh?
Yeah, there you see him coming off slowly.
Good. That's good to see.
Yeah. And by the way, we got a little nice welcome from the PA announcer tonight, didn't we?
Yeah.
A friend of yours,
right?
Yeah,
John Illy. We go back. Maybe too far,
Well, you introduced us on the field while we were talking to the coaches.
Yeah, we both used to be back in the days, back when we was Fab. And the radio, we used to do it together, and he did a good job of introducing us. And
you said you're going to sign autographs after the game.
I told him we're not as talented as you are, buddy. We're just going to say hello to you.
Okay. So it's going to be 4th down and 1 to go. Ball inside Weslaco territory. It's at the 47-yard line. Rattlers have to get to the 46. Krell back to pass, looking down the field, throws it out of bounds, and the intended receiver was that guy you talked about, Fabian Garza.
They know. Weslaco High knows. They've seen enough video. He pops out of your screen. These are guys that when I talk to the coach, I'm the coach, that guy pops out.
Right.
And Sharyland has a couple of those guys. Santi is one of them. Number 1 is one of them. 13 is another.
And by the way, Garza had a 20-yard pass reception last week. That was when Sharyland defeated Nicky Rowe of McAllen 22-7.
Turnover on downs, Weslaco High ball.
All right, so 1st and 10. The ball at the 47-yard line. Weslaco moving toward the scoreboard side of the field. And it's going to be a handoff to Rodriguez, and he is going to get about 3 yards to midfield.
Nice tackling by that defense. And right in the middle of things is Diego Guerrero. He's that, he had 12, I thought I had seen, or you might have told me, 12 solo tackles just last week. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a active, he's right in the middle. He's one of those hybrid guys. Plays linebacker, safety. He's moved up to try to protect against the run. Very active defensive player.
Going to give him 4 yards on that rush. Ball at the 49 in Rattler territory. Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. Sepulveda will be tackled in the backfield for about a 3-yard loss.
Ivan Ramirez, the young junior, showing off his speed, catching an elusive quarterback. Andy Sepulveda is a fast quarterback. But from the back, number 23 from his linebacker spot came up and made a great tackle. Was Ivan Ramirez. Nice job there by that defense. Bringing up a 3rd down and long.
Rattlers, by the way, they defeated Pace this season 31-17. Lost to Hannah 33-32. 2 schools from Brownsville, and we mentioned they beat Rowe. They are 2-1. Weslaco getting ready. 3rd down, about 8 yards to go. Sepulveda goes back to pass from his own 40. Looks downfield, and it looks like he got his receiver, and that would be a gain of about 12 yards.
That's what I think Coach envisioned from happening. That was Frankie Trevino on the outside. Great timing for the quarterback and the receiver. Now, here's what we're talking about. Here comes the up-tempo.
All right, so it's going to be 1st and 10, ball at about the 38, and it's going to be a running play, and it's going to be another nice run down to about the 30-yard line, gain of 8 by Rodriguez.
So here they go. This is what we're going to see. RPO, quickly. You're running on this defense, and then they call the play at the line. Here we go.
2nd down and about 3. This time Sepulveda is going to keep it, and he looks like he is going to be tackled in the backfield for about a 5 or 6 yard loss.
Yeah, blitz off the edge. Marcos Esparza was one of the guys that was there. I mean, he's coming off from his safety spot, basically, and coming on a safety blitz, and he got there. That play didn't develop as quick as I think Sepulveda wanted to. Nice sack.
And, of course, another warm night. It was in the mid-80s at the start of this game, though. Some winds about 15, 16 miles an hour keeps things a little bit cooler.
It's a lot nicer now than it was earlier, that's for sure.
Also about 40, 50% humidity. All right, about a minute left here. Opening quarter is going to be 3rd down and 7. Sepulveda has the ball, rolls to his right, finds a receiver, and the ball will get down to about the 31-yard line. Still a couple yards short of the 1st down. Look to be Ethan Cardenas, right?
A lot of action. As a matter of fact, talking to Coach Stroman, I asked him, hey, so give me a player to watch tonight. He didn't hesitate. He said, Ethan. I said, Ethan Cardenas. He said, yeah, that's the guy I think you should watch tonight. He likes to play that slot, a receiver, tight end position that Pruneda plays, and now Ethan is playing.
Yeah, talk about Pruneda.
Yeah, Pruneda is another hybrid player, tight end receiver. He has a little bit of a sore shoulder, so they're keeping him out tonight. And that's where Ethan is playing.
Freddie not playing tonight.
Yep.
He had a couple games so far this year where he had a couple catches. And this time a running play, Cardenas, actually Eli Rodriguez has it, and he is going to get the 1st down, get down to about the 22-yard line. So on that play, he gets about 6 or 7.
Frankie, nice block there, my friend. Yeah, he came up, and he was about to push somebody in the back. Then he kind of adjusted and made the nice block.
1st and 10 at the 22. This time, play action. Sepulveda rolling toward the left, and he's going to get some yardage, and he will be down to about the 11-yard line, gain of 12 on that play.
This Sharyland defense has been out there for some time now, and now this is exactly what Coach wanted to do. He wanted to get them going, get a drive going, RPO them, and then let the run pass option. Let Andy decide and go quick. Don't let them come in and bring in guys into this, have those original 11 guys on defense, and we're going to wear them down.
So
That's the plan.
Yeah, going to move the ball to about the 13-yard line, but this will be the final play. Actually, I don't think they're going to get it off. We'll have to wait and see. Well, they did get it off, all right, right as the time was running out, but probably shouldn't have, because they're going to lose a couple on that play. Rodriguez pushed back. And again, we have gone through 1 quarter of play, and right now it is the Weslaco Panthers over the Sharyland Rattlers. We're at Richard Thompson Stadium in the Sharyland community of Mission, Texas. This is a KWES production. All right, I tell you what, this has been a nice quarter, and you know, Weslaco, even though maybe they outman the Mission team a little bit, Sharyland. Really, Sharyland has stood up to them except for that one big play, 85-yard touchdown run by Eli Rodriguez Jr.
I'm impressed with this defense. You know, the offense hasn't been out there quite as much because Weslaco has dominated the time of possession, obviously. But this defense, I get it. Now they're starting to wear down a little bit. And I think that was the plan all along.
All right.
You know, they wanted to use that big offensive line going up against that 3-man line and try to just wear them down. And Coach felt that could be something they could do.
Well, now we have a guy back this week, don't we, that's been missed the whole season so far on defense.
He's going to add a dimension. Joseph Banda, the young junior.
What's he play?
He plays defensive back. He's one of those other guys that can play just about anywhere in the defensive backfield. He can play corner. He can play safety. Come up and blitz. He's that talented. Watch out for him. I think Coach is going to bring him along slowly. I think Coach understands that on the defense, he's got a lot of other guys that he would like to start and play. But I think he's going to crack the rotation and really be a valuable asset as the season goes on.
Moving toward the north end zone, away from the scoreboard here in the second quarter, is Weslaco. And they have the ball. It is back at the 13-yard line. Sepulveda has it. He's going to keep it, and he is going to get down to about the 10 or 11-yard line. Short gain on that rush.
This defense, once again, is going to have to come up and support on this run. I mean, they're going to have to come up and try to do their best to slow down this run, and not just only focus on Rodriguez and Eli, number 6. You got to watch number 2. You know, you've got to watch him because he's as good as a runner. Maybe not as fast as Eli is, but he's got some moves out there.
Well, remember, he can rush for some touchdowns. He's had 3 this season, 2 last week, and it's now going to be 3rd and 10, ball at the 13-yard line. Weslaco can get a first down, and this time Sepulveda, he's going to roll to his right, gets by one defender, throws the ball down, and it looks like it's intercepted.
Yep, sure was.
All right, let's see if we can see
Homero Garcia. It's Homero Garcia,
the
cornerback, playing out there. He's one of those guys that Coach talked about. He says, look, we're looking for him to make some plays tonight. He has to be there for us, and boy, did he respond here this evening.
Sepulveda only his 2nd interception of the year. By the way,
he's got the old chain, the turnover chain around him.
Coach Krell, what a nice man to talk to before the game. He's from Wisconsin, and we talked a little bit about him being from that area, and he has been at this school since 2013. He used to coach at Mac High, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was part of the staff there. Always wants to talk about his athletes. We talked, I don't know how long. We lost track of how long we're talking about his players.
Well, it's 1st and 10, ball at about the 5-yard line. Bo Krell has it. He's going to hand it off right now to Longoria, and Longoria gets little or no gain on that play.
Remember, this offensive line for Sharyland is missing some starters. We said earlier that they only had one, and he was the left tackle. Now it looks like
who's out for them? Do you know?
So there's quite a few players. I mentioned to you a couple of guys that are playing. For example, Dylan Paik. He's one of those guys that just came in.
All right.
If you watch in the middle there, they have Jesus Gomez also, who used to play defense, is now playing offense.
All right.
So they've got some big offensive linemen down here this evening.
And again, another running play. Longoria has it. He'll roll to his right side, get down to about the 10-yard line, maybe picks up 5 or 6 on that rush.
Yeah, so that's going to be a challenge, and Coach said it. Look, we've got to find the guys, next man up. Everybody says you're just a play away from being a starter. So, and that's true. You know, there's a lot of Draco Santa Ana is another guy who's out there. They're going to try to put as many guys as possible to come up and make plays.
So it's going to be 3rd down and about 4 to go. Deep in their own territory is Sharyland. Bo Krell, coach's son, is at quarterback. Only returner starter on offense from last season. We have a slot on the right side, and Longoria goes straight ahead, and he is met by a tough defensive line.
Yeah, there's a couple of players there. Darren Hanks. Yeah, Hanks is Hanks.
Yeah.
Right in the middle. He had also number 11, the linebacker, who has been, as of late, playing very well. It's Josh Rivera, the senior linebacker for this Weslaco High number 11. He was in the middle of things. And here comes again that it looks like you feel they're setting something up for you on some of these plays. They're a very good team when it comes down to pulling off some of these plays. They've been successful, so the Panthers are always being very watchful of that.
And going back to receive the punt, a guy you like, Ryan Gonzalez, right?
Yeah, Ryan is due for one.
Yep.
I think Ryan is due for one.
Longoria will punt the ball, and it's going to bounce, and it takes a bounce for Weslaco, so it's down very quickly by Sharyland. Weslaco, excellent field position as they start at their own 38.
The last thing you wanted to do.
They're 38.
Yeah, the last thing. Sharyland's 38. That's the last thing that you wanted to do was give a short field to Weslaco. As it is, that defense has been out there quite a bit, and so now you come out, you play a series. The Weslaco defense dominates. The offense just couldn't get started, and now you're right back out there on a hot, muggy night. I mean, it's breezy now, but remember, they're out there.
So it's 1st and 10. Sepulveda will keep it, and he'll get a couple yards to the 36-yard line.
Nice decision there by Sepulveda. If he throws that to Ethan, that's 6 going the opposite way. Number 33, Ryan Esquivel, young sophomore, recognized that play, came up, and literally, if he throws it, he goes the opposite way. What does Sepulveda do? Just like on the other side. Experience with Krell, same thing with Sepulveda. Tucks it in, runs for a few yards.
Both quarterbacks seniors. 2nd down. It's going to be 8. Sepulveda, play action, and he will throw down to near the 1st down marker. Looks like it's going to be a 1st down or very close, and that was Jaden Garcia.
Jaden Garcia, I believe, has taken a big leap. I mean, really, he's got a touchdown catch already in the season, but he's really been getting open for Sepulveda. 1st down, Panthers.
That's right. Got about 8 or 9 on that play. Sepulveda will hand it off to Rodriguez, and this time he is going to get by one defender, and he'll pick up a few, actually more than that, gets to the 18-yard line. So nice job, very close to a 1st down.
You're probably thinking, well, they had him 10 yards ago, right? But he is very deceptively strong. He doesn't look it.
No.
But when he comes up and you try to tackle him, you've got to, hey, remember that, the crocodile roll?
Yeah.
You literally got to put yourself and just roll all the way around to try to bring him down, because he's tough to bring down, not just fast but strong.
Pickup of 9 on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 1. Ball in the red zone, about the 18-yard line. Trips on the right side. Rodriguez in the backfield. Sepulveda will drop back to pass, and he is going to look down toward the end zone, and it is caught, is it not? Yes. Yep. Touchdown, Weslaco.
Yeah, we're going to try to see who that. It's far away from us, but that looks to be number 13. That looks to be like Aiden Morales. Aiden Morales. Yes. He's another guy that just recently has come on, and really they had to. We lost 2 seniors wide receivers. We talked about Harley Rodriguez. We talked about Jeremiah Salinas. Those guys are senior leaders on this team, and they're gone now because of injury. Morales is one of them. Garcia's another guy that's been showing up.
Aiden Morales with the touchdown. Extra point attempt is up, and it is good. So we have 7:45 remaining here in the 1st half, and it's now the Panthers over the Rattlers, 14-0 at Richard Thompson Stadium in the Sharyland community. This is a KWES production, and I know that you like Morales.
Yep.
He's a guy that you've been watching and really like what he's done so far this season.
Well, his story. Coach talks about him all the time. Comes from a military family, and he was an outstanding, and he still is. If Coach says, I'll still put him out there, an outstanding defensive player. But he says we needed help on the offensive right. side, especially now that we lost those 2 seniors we mentioned, right, Rodriguez and Salinas. He says we asked him, hey, I know you're a defensive guy, but can you take one for the team? And say, Coach, whatever you need, I'm going to be there. And it's hard, to find a young man like that. But Coach said you need some of those players like that. He's a good character, good kid.
Well, it was an 18-yard touchdown reception. He now has 3 catches on the season for 40 yards. So we wish him all the best, obviously.
Yeah, his mom and dad, parents, family should be very proud of that young man, as are the other players that are on this Panther and Rattler team.
So we get ready for The kickoff?
Yeah, the ball hasn't fallen off the tee this year.
No,
I mean, this
it
time.
hasn't.
Not this time.
All right. And it is going to be returned to about the 40-yard line. So good field position right now for the Rattlers.
There's going to be a time, and as a Panther fan, you hope it doesn't happen tonight. But Santi is, you just feel like, again, he's growing every single. I said earlier in the broadcast, he's growing, and we're seeing his growth.
Right.
You just hope it doesn't happen tonight.
Remember,
he's a good player.
Santiago Longoria last year had 52 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, and 3 interceptions. So he was a great defensive player. We talked about he got awards after the season.
Yeah.
Now trying to learn a whole new position.
Yeah.
There he is at running back right now with Bo Krell. And Longoria, like you say, he's a guy you better keep the eyes on. Of course, Krell, we know he can throw the ball, but this time he is wrapped up and sacked for about a 3-yard loss.
This young guy, William Cannon, he's a guy that coach likes a lot because of his speed. If you notice, they like to go big in the middle, and then they bring the speed off the edges. And boy, do they. They got Marcus Valdez, another youngster that we've been talking about as the season goes by. But Cannon, all of a sudden now, not just in a couple of tackles, but he gets his first sack here this evening. So congratulations to him. He's getting some valuable time here this evening on the defensive line as a couple of our starters are sitting out tonight. That's some valuable experience for him.
So it's going to be second down, about 14 to go. Krell drops back, again feels pressure, going to roll toward the right. He's going to tuck the ball in, and he'll go out at about the 41-yard line. Picked up about 5 or 6, gets back to about the original line of scrimmage, maybe one more.
It's just the time. He doesn't have a lot of it to get rid of it. And you know, you don't have, right now, you have the speed guys out there. You have, as mentioned, Cannon. And then you also have out there number 54, Nolan Hernandez, who's been very active. And then you see out there, you got some strength and some girth right here. Martin Maldonado, man, he's number 77. He attracts 2 guys at all times.
Third down and 8, ball at the 42-yard line in Rattler territory. Krell back to pass, and he is going to have about 2 or 3 guys converge on him, and he goes down, gets about a 4-yard loss. Fourth down and about 12.
Speaking of Maldonado, I don't know who decided not to block him, but you got to block him. 77 is probably the biggest guy on the field, and you give him a free shot to the quarterback. Well, if I was the offensive, I wouldn't try to block him either. I mean, that's me too. But you know, he had a free shot at Krell. Krell's probably thinking, "Wait a minute, guys, give me a shot here." That's a tough defensive player you got to block, and he's been averaging double teams all year long.
Fourth down and 13. Ball back at the 37-yard line in Rattler territory. Santi Longoria back to punt the ball. Ryan Gonzalez lets it go, and it'll go out at about the 33-yard line in Weslaco territory, where they'll start first and 10.
Yeah, better field position now for the Rattlers, for Weslaco to start. You want them to start as deep as possible if you're a Rattler fan. But, hey, I want to mention something. I think this is the time to do it. We always, you know, we don't have too many games this year where we travel. But, boy, every time we travel, and this goes back to my radio days, but now even so much more with KWES, what a wonderful professional staff here at Richard Thompson Stadium. I'll mention a little bit more about that later.
And it's going to be first and 10, and it's going to go to Rodriguez. He spins away from a couple tacklers, but doesn't get much more. And it'll be a very short gain, if at all.
Yeah, he had to really work hard to pick up. Well, he didn't. He lost yardage.
Lost
there.
a couple.
Yeah, that was, again, this defense is aggressive, very aggressive, bringing speed, you know, trying to bring different players. You have different players now coming in and trying to make something happen.
So it's going to be second down and 12. Ball back around the 30-yard line. This time it's going to be a screen pass, and it's going to be a nice gain, and it's going to be a first down. Ball will get up to midfield, so a pickup of about 15 or 16 yards on that play.
Yeah, Ethan Cardenas, there you go. Tunnel screen, and he went right down the tunnel around his big guys, and he just kind of made himself as small as he could. He was trying to hide behind those offensive linemen, and it worked for him.
Well, one of the bigger plays of this evening for Weslaco, besides the 85-yard run by Eli Rodriguez and the 18-yard touchdown pass to Morales. So it is going to be first and 10 in Rattler territory. Ball at the 48-yard line. clock moving, under 5 minutes remaining here in the first half. We have a slot over on the left side. Rodriguez in the backfield with Andy. Andy's going to give it to Rodriguez, and this time another nice run. He's going to pick up about 8.
This offensive line, again, once they kind of settle down, they pick up where the blitzes are coming from. Remember, you got 3 guys coming at you, and then the other guys, the linebackers and safeties, are coming from different areas. So you've got, as an offensive lineman, say, okay, where's number 43 going to come from? Is he going to be on my right side? Is he going to be on my left side? And decide who am I going to toss him to or if I'm going to block.
Officially a pickup of 9. It's going to be 2nd down and 1. Ball at the 39-yard line of the Rattlers. Sepulveda drops back to pass, and he's going to throw it downfield, a long pass, and it's just past the outstretched arms. Looked like it was going to be a touchdown for a moment for Jaden Garcia.
Yeah, he had the guy beat. He had the defensive player beat, and what a protection up front. We're talking about defending against the blitz. The Rattlers brought a couple of linebackers off the edges. And great blocking there by Eli. Eli can run the ball, and he can block, too. They needed all that time to get that ball off. It just wasn't connecting there with Garcia.
Do want to say, because of those big plays on first down, getting 8 or 9, you can go for that big bomb, and then if you don't make it, well, you just try to throw a short pass, right?
Yeah, and it's just just like it's with Sharyland.
Yeah.
They just kind of add that because of it's part of the running play.
So it was about a 3 or 4 yard gain on that play.
And Bruneta makes an appearance.
Yeah, he does. We didn't think he'd play.
Again, he's not injured. Coach said, look, he's been sore. And we've been trying to keep him. But you know how hard it is to keep Bruneta out of the game?
Good to see Felipe in there. So it's a first down. Ball at the 36-yard line, gain of about 4 or 5 on that reception for the tight end.
I'll take some painkillers after the game, Coach. Put me in.
Okay, it's 1st and 10 at the 36. Weslaco in Rattler territory. 3:22 remaining here in the first half. Sepulveda will hand it off to Rodriguez, and this time he is pulled down very quickly. And a nice job on that particular play by Luis Morales.
Well, a lot of penetration there. Again, showing the speed. This defense has some speed. And they rotate players back and forth. They rotate some of those guys come up here. They try to get small to get some speed in there. Manny Collado, the outside linebacker, just a junior, he's coming off the speed. Again, using their speed, trying to get around this offensive line of Weslaco.
Loss of 3 on the play back to the 39. It's going to be 2nd down and 13. Weslaco, we'll see if they go for a big play this time. Sepulveda goes back. He is looking downfield. This time he'll drop it off. Safety valve to Eli Rodriguez, and he is going to go maybe all the way. He is getting to the end zone, and he will go all the way. A 39-yard pass reception for Eli Rodriguez, his 2nd touchdown of the night. First an 85-yard run, now a 39-yard pass reception, and he was kind of a backup receiver there, safety receiver after nothing was open down the field.
I hate to burst your bubble, my friend.
But we have a penalty.
Okay, you read my mind.
Yes, unfortunately.
I was just listening to you. I said, this sounds great, but we're going to have to do it all over.
Well, it's good practice, right?
We're going to have to do it all over again.
Well, just wait for another big play. Even the Weslaco flag team was running down the field.
They caught all of us.
Yeah, caught all of us.
Wait, guys, don't pull a muscle. Hold on. Let's wait.
All right. So, again, the ball was at the 39-yard line. What was it, holding?
Yeah, it was a holding.
Okay.
Outside, it was a holding. And, he was, when you're that open and you get that open out in space. And,
but it was not. Now, Sepulveda, let's give him credit, though. He couldn't find anybody open downfield. He wanted to throw the bomb, and he dropped it off to his secondary receiver.
Excellent way of reading one, reading two.
There's a lot of guys in the NFL that can't do that.
That's right.
They get focused on one guy. So it's going to be 2nd down, and this time they're going to pick up the penalty yardage and even some more down to about the 30-yard line. So nice play, and again, now it's a manageable play next.
Yeah, single coverage up high. Frankie Trevino's out there. Said, look, if you're going to play our guys single, man-to-man, we're going to throw the ball out there quickly, and then we're going to make moves on you.
Yeah.
Now, that's what they try to do there. Nice pickup.
Yeah, so now it's going to be 2nd down and 4, and again,
timeout here.
Yeah, they got over 10 yards on that reception, so you can't blame them for that.
So I was saying earlier, if you don't mind me
Go ahead.
mentioning here about the staff here at Thompson Stadium. They're good friends, Coach. We go back years with dealing with some of the folks that are here. Fantastic staff. Besides Coach Cron, the rest of the staff. they do such a good job of wanting to talk about their players, these young men who are really doing a good job. Coach Adami, the first person who met us when we got here at really at clock time, whatever time that was, but it was really hot. The first guy who met us out there was the athletic director.
Nice.
That's Coach Adami.
Okay,
Ron
Coach
Adami.
Adami.
I know him as coach. He used to be the head coach
Yeah.
here at Sharyland for a long time. He's the athletic director. He met us.
Yeah.
And Tommy Lee used to go back. He was a coach at
Yeah,
Mission.
he's assistant athletic
director. So all these people are excellent people, true professionals. They've done a good job here in Sharyland.
They've done everything good. This field, we were talking to Coach Stroman, right?
Loves
he talked about how it's not as hot as other fields because of the surface, the way it's made.
Yeah, it's a flux capacitor that's in there. No, just kidding. I don't know. It's something that makes it cool.
He liked it. Coach Stroman gave an A+ to the field.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 4 yards for the first down, and this time no gain on the run. And it was, let's see here, Sepulveda kept it.
In most cases, Sepulveda outruns the coverage.
Yeah.
But this telling you, Marcos Esparza, the young senior, if there's such a thing as a young senior, he comes up, makes a big play. Marcos Esparza did. Number 23 for the Rattlers, Ivan Ramirez.
Right.
He's a young junior.
So it's going to be 4th down, still 4 yards to go. No gain on that play for Sepulveda. Weslaco will go for it. Here's the snap. Sepulveda quickly gets it off, finds his receiver, gets about 6 yards on that catch, and he falls forward for a couple more.
Yeah, that is going to be open unless you rotate coverage.
Was that Cardenas?
No, that was Felipe Pruniano.
Okay, all right.
Pruniano, number 88. That's his spot. That's his play. Yeah, that's the Pruniano play. You can put it in there, and then we call it the Ethan play.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, these line up in the slant, as you can see them there.
So it's going to be 1st down, ball at the 23-yard line. And this time, Sepulveda back to pass once again. And he will try to get it up the middle, and a big hit and incomplete pass.
Yeah, he had it, but it was an excellent play there by a couple of players. Number 8, Homero Garcia, one of them. And the other guy was Jorge Briones, another guy.
Right.
He just comes up, and boy.
That was that Freddie again?
Yeah, that was Felipe right in
Felipe,
the middle.
I'm sorry, Felipe.
He was wide open, but that closed quickly. Those guys, again, very impressed for the first half here with the speed, overall speed on defense for Sharyland.
So no gain on that play. 2nd down.
Free play.
And we see the pass will go down toward the 13-yard line. Looks like it was incomplete.
Yeah, it was. Nothing there for the Panthers. Now, again, there's
that
a
was
flag.
Garcia.
Yeah, they had a free play because there was offsides there, as we get from
Jaden Garcia, the intended receiver.
the official in the white hat, Gracia, tonight. Fred is the referee.
So was it holding?
Yeah, it looks like they were offsides.
Offsides,
Yeah,
okay.
they were offsides.
52 seconds remaining till halftime. How many timeouts are left for Weslaco?
So Weslaco, if we kind of take a look at it, looks like they still have 2. Looks like the Rattlers have all of their timeouts still remaining.
All right.
They have 3.
Look forward to the bands entertaining at halftime. Of course, we'll have all the action in the second half. KWES production on YouTube.
That should be fun. Hey, a lot of people tuning in from all over the place for this big game. Of course, it's live on KWES, and we're happy that all of you that are joining us here this evening are here. We've got, I spoke to Coach Krell, the head coach from Sharyland, and we told him, we talked about this earlier. Said, look, we're going to give you the link so you can send it to as many people as possible. Now, he's from Wisconsin, right?
Right, Wisconsin.
So he said, we got some family, and we're going to send it over to that way. And then he announced it during the pep rally earlier this afternoon. He told everybody, hey, you tell your parents that can't make it, they're working or whatever, hey, send them this link. So he popped up the link and told everybody where to join us. So
well, it's been a lot of years since I've been in this stadium. As a matter of fact, I did see the Pioneers also share this stadium play once, but I've never seen the Rattlers play in this facility. So it was an honor to finally get this opportunity, and we're enjoying it. And, you know, again, it's always good when you have good people to work with. And you talked about this community of Sharyland, how much they support their football, and how much they try to be good hosts, and they've been living up to that.
You should come back for the Snakeskin Classic.
The what?
The Snakeskin Classic.
Oh, that's, I'm sure, when the
that's where the Pioneer Diamondbacks play the Sharyland Rattlers.
Okay.
This place is off the rafters.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Coming later on to the stadium near you.
All right.
This one, actually.
So it's going to be 2nd down. Sepulveda looks downfield, and he almost got his receiver in the end zone. not quite.
Yeah, Brunera was open
Yeah.
again. He's been able to get find a little spot in between defenders, just couldn't bring it in. That's interesting.
Yeah.
You know, he's been targeted. As soon we had Ethan Cardenas play that spot earlier,
Right.
and he was successful there too. Now you have Brunera coming in there, and he's been doing good too.
So we've got third down and about 5. Ball at the 17-yard line. 46 seconds remaining here in the first half. Sepulveda going to try to throw it out quickly, and again tries to get to Felipe, in and out of his hands at about the 13. Would have been a big gain, but again would have moved it ahead.
It looks like me after lunch, after I ate some fried chicken. Slippery fingers by Brunera. Hey, you know, these guys are sure-handed. Brunera, it's just sometimes you got to go back, and he's got an arm, man.
Now, do you go for it on fourth down? I didn't want to ask you this.
I think you do. I mean, why not? I mean,
Okay.
you're up 14, right?
Yes.
What's the worst that could happen? Well, a lot of things can happen, but I think Coach is
They're
going to think about it.
Yeah, going to think about it. That's a good idea.
So how long would the field goal be? If Coach said, we asked him last week. So Betancourt, who is the field goal kicker for this Panther team, Julian, asked him, hey, Coach, so how far do you got to go at least to try to get your field goal? He said, 20, 25.
All right.
So he's within range, right?
Yeah, you're right.
So do you give him a shot? Do you say, hey, if it's a pressure game, do we practice him now and see how he does?
I would actually like to see him try.
I think so, too. And that's just me.
But I can understand if he doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a great quarterback.
He was out there for a second.
Here's the thing. They've struggled the last couple minutes trying to get the ball downfield a little bit.
Right.
So maybe it'd be time for a change of pace. Go for a kick. But
Right.
either way, Coach Stroman knows what he's doing. So.
Well, wait a minute. Now this is interesting. Now I had heard of this before. I don't know if this is true or if they're going to go for it or not. Frankie Trevino is not just your punter, but he is also your emergency backup, a kicker.
Okay. So this will be a 35-yard attempt for Frankie, right?
Yeah, let's see if he does this.
34, actually. It's up, and let's wait and see.
No good.
No good. So the 34-yard attempt with 34 seconds left is no good.
So he experimented anyway, right? He
right.
experimented anyway because you bring out Betancourt, okay, give him a shot. So, well, let's try Frankie, see how Frankie does in a 30-some-yard field goal.
And Frankie wasn't supposed to be the original punter this season, was he? Who was that?
He won the job without asking for it.
Yeah, because wasn't the guy injured?
Yeah, Noah Cáceres in the beginning of the season had a tender ankle, and Coach was trying not to get it more aggravated, right, more agitated. So Coach says, hey, we're gonna let Noah stop, not punt, and we're gonna give Frankie a shot until he comes back. Cáceres is better, a lot better now, and Frankie's still punting. So he did such a good job. He put himself in that spot.
So the ball is at about the 20-yard line, close to it.
And I think this is.
And they're going to just take the knee, so to speak, and let this quarter end. So very quickly, a couple touchdowns for Weslaco. Eli Rodriguez with an 85-yard run, and also there was a touchdown pass to Morales, and that was 18 yards. So again, that pretty much summarizes the scoring here in the first half. Weslaco will go with a 14-0 lead really quickly. What do you think?
I think at this point exactly what Weslaco wanted to do. I think we'll see a lot of what we saw here in the first half continue in the second half.
So we are at Richard Thompson Stadium. We're in the Sharyland community of Mission, Texas. We've played one half, and it is the Weslaco Panthers over the Sharyland Rattlers, 14-0. Band's about to take the field. Football Fred and myself, Scott Harrison, will have second half action. This is live on YouTube, and it is a KWES production. Once again, second half action coming up. This is YouTube, a KWES production, along with Football Fred. I'm Scott Harrison with the rest of our KWES staff. And tonight we are at Richard Thompson Stadium in the Sharyland community of Mission, Texas. And it's a non-district game between the Weslaco Panthers, and they are in 32-6A, that is their district. And the Rattlers, they are in 16-5A, Division II. Craig Krell is their head coach. Rattlers 2-1 in non-district action. Meanwhile, the Panthers under Roy Stroman, his 5th season, they so far are 3-0. At halftime, it's 14-0, and it is the lead for Weslaco, the visitors. It was a long run early in the game for Eli Rodriguez, went 85 yards for a touchdown. He has 10 rushes for 110 yards and a touchdown in this game. And of course, he has having quite a season already. 58 carries for 436 yards and 8 touchdowns. Then later on, it was Andy Sepulveda throwing a touchdown pass to Aiden Morales, and that was 18 yards, and that gave us the 14 points. Both extra point attempts were good. Football Fred.
Yep.
It's an exciting first half. Good defense by Sharyland.
Yeah, they've played exactly what we thought. They were fast. They were going to be quick. They were going to make some plays. But, you know, goals for tonight, we talked to Coach Stroman about it. He said, stop the pass. He's a good quarterback. Make him run. If we do that, we should be okay. And that so far has been the game plan. And looking at the score, looks like they've done that so far here. See if that continues here in the second half.
Well, Bo Krell, so far, he is the quarterback for Sharyland, just 2 of 3 passing for 17 yards. And also we see their running back, Mr. Santi Longoria, just 5 carries for 7 yards. It will be Sharyland starting off here in the second half with the football. Now, Sharyland's been giving up an average of 25 points a game so far this season, so they're about their average right now, what they've given up. And we'll have to see if they get worn down here in the second half.
They have to bring one guy who almost averted disaster, number 11. We haven't seen him too much. I haven't called his name. That's Eric Gonzalez. Now, he was a regional qualifier in track. So, yeah, he's pretty fast.
Yes.
Do they get him involved? It looks like they need another jump start from another player besides Santi, besides Krell. See if they can get him going here.
And Santi Longoria in the backfield with Krell. Longoria will get it. He'll get about 2 yards, and that's all. By the way, want to thank Mike Gonzalez, part of our staff. Of course, he does the pre- and post-game shows for Weslaco and Weslaco East football. He's supplied stats for us tonight. We do appreciate it.
Yeah, I told him he's got a future in this. Stick to it, buddy.
All right.
He's a pro, man.
Yes.
He's a pro.
And Sharyland moving toward the south, toward the scoreboard part of the field, and they got a couple on that play, so it is going to be 2nd down and 8. Remember, 12-minute quarters in high school football. We expect to see a lot of passing. Their coach told us maybe 65% of the time, maybe more in this second half being behind. And at that time, we see a running play, right? And it's going to be a couple yards.
Calvin Harris also can play quarterback. As a matter of fact, he's the quarterback number 2 behind Krell.
So he's in a quarterback now?
No, they used him as a running the jet sweep going on. Remember, we talked to coach, said, look, besides Santi, what other running backs do you have? He looked at it and says, that's about it. You know, we use everybody else on little sweeps and jet sweeps and things like that. So they've been able to do that, and they just saw that. That's an addition. That's an extension of their run.
So it was a gain of 1 on the play. And again, we'll have a long down coming up. We have players in the slots, and Krell goes back to pass. And this time he's going to feel the pressure, see if he can get it off. And he is going to keep it, gets it off at the last second, almost intercepted out there. My gosh, a big dive, and it looked like for a moment Devin Silva was going to get it.
Yeah, 2 Panther players, number 3 Gonzalez, and then Silva there. And the odds are better for the white jersey than one red jersey usually.
Well, Silva's got a lot of interceptions in his career.
Eduardo Mendoza was the intended receiver. Yeah, that's just Krell was trying to get out of it. I think he was trying to throw it away, but the ball kind of curved back in. You know, you don't when you want to throw a curve, you want to throw it. There's sometimes you don't want to throw a curve, and that looked like it was trying to come back inside. Yeah, a good play there by the defense.
It's 4th down, 7 yards to go. Santi Longoria, also the punter. He's standing back at his own 4-yard line. And we'll see if a return can be gotten this time by Ryan Gonzalez. He's back around the 39-yard line in Rattler territory. And there he is. He has it. Ryan will take it, and he is going to get a nice run, and he will get down to about the 29?
Yeah, he's he's dangerous.
Yeah.
I haven't told Coach yet, but he's got my vote to play offense, and there's a flag.
All right.
Yeah, there's some extracurricular activity going on, talking afterwards.
Yeah.
That could be on both teams. We'll see how the officials, the referee, Mr. Gracia, figures this one out. But yeah, I mean, I just figured that you were going to see a little bit more from other guys. We mentioned number 11. We mentioned Ray Gonzalez, who really hasn't made much noise right here. And I would figure with his speed, his ability to to stretch the field. 1
catch, 18 yards and a touchdown. Has 3 catches on the season. By the way, Sepulveda in the first half, he was 9 of 17 for 95 yards and a touchdown and an interception. We mentioned Eli Rodriguez, 10 carries for 110 yards and a touchdown. And the ball was spread out quite a bit in the first half. Felipe Perunda, who we didn't even know would play, had 2 catches for 11 yards. That's the 3rd game this season. He has at least 2 catches. Eli Rodriguez, 1 catch for 10 yards. Frankie Trevino, 2 catches for 22 yards. And Ethan Cardenas, 2 catches for 25 yards. And that penalty, what was it, holding?
Yeah, looks like it was some sort of personal foul. It backed him up 15 yards. It might have been something after was said or something just extracurricular stuff. So they backed them up 15. They had really good field position.
Yes, they did.
And now you still have good field position. That's how good field position you had
earlier.
You're
inside the 50.
You were inside the 30 earlier now. Now you're still inside the 50. So that's still good field position for this Panther offense.
By the way, Sepulveda, 8 carries for 19 yards rushing. And Sepulveda takes the high snap, gives it to Eli Rodriguez, and Rodriguez is going to do a nice job. Gets almost back to the original line of scrimmage, gets about 10 on that play.
I'm going to talk about Julian Longoria. He has done an outstanding job on that left side. When he goes, that offense goes on that side. Remember, you do have Diego Zavala on that. I believe that left side, they like to run behind those 2 guys.
All right, and we are going to see a pass by Sepulveda, and he is going to get it down, and he'll get the first down to about the 25-yard line. Nice pass play.
Yes. Jaden Garcia. Jaden
Garcia.
I think there's some rapport, some time being put in with the work that they have. That timing just doesn't come easily, to be able to run that type of route. It was nice work there with quarterback and receiver. First down, Panthers.
It's at the 25-yard line. Moving toward the north end zone, away from the scoreboard, are the Panthers in this quarter. And again, Eli Rodriguez will take it, gets about 5 or 6.
Let's give love to the other side of the offensive line. Why don't we? Abraham Garces, he's an excellent center. He played guard last year, moved over to the center spot, and he's been solid as a rock in the middle. That's what you want. You want a guy that is going to be a smart player, a young guy who's a smart guy, brings it onto the field as well.
So 2nd down and 5. Sepulveda. All day, right? Going back to pass. Gets away from a defender. Almost a big sack. And he's going to slide inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah.
That's going to be about a 15 to 20-yard gain. Let's see where they mark it after the slide.
So there's going to be a hold, I believe, against Weslaco. But then Andres took off, and he slid in the first. And the first baseman jumped on him to talk about baseball. But no, a defender came up on top and just hit him late. And I think that's where the flag is. Now, it's interesting.
Could there be 2 flags?
It could be 2 flags, but I think it's going to be 1 on each side. Now,
that's what I meant.
Yeah, 1 on each side, I believe. Again, unless I'm wrong, but it looked like the offensive line did just too much of a good time on that side.
Wanted you to mention Weslaco East last night.
Big
win.
Yeah, speaking of offensive line and playing some good defense, hey, Weslaco East now has really put things together, and talking to Coach Burgett, you talk to him and tell you, hey, look, we're focused on the season, right? We're working. He's got this team lined up now, executing. They're disciplined. Coach will tell you.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, there's a lot of things to work on, probably. But the fact is that the team now is really on an upward trend now.
And they beat Edinburgh, right?
They beat Edinburgh High. They did a good job. Hey, congratulations, Derek Ramirez, number 20. He picked off a pass last night. This defense, this offense is coming together. And watch out, man. That's all I got to say. Both Weslaco teams might be very dangerous here. And when the postseason comes around, keep an eye on both teams.
All right, we'll see what they do here with this. officials been talking.
Yeah, so they're going to give him a first down. It looks like they're going to wave one maybe, or go backwards one, then go forwards.
Yeah.
Looks like Weslaco
I think
was
both teams got penalties.
I think Weslaco is going to be the benefactor. They moved the ball way inside. Almost inside the 10, I think.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be at about the 7 or 8.
Yeah, and all it was just he just fell on the. It was not malicious or anything by the defensive player. It just you're running and you just can't stop, and Andy just slid, and the speed that the defender's coming with.
So you think there was
stop.
2 penalties on that?
Yeah,
play?
yeah, that's what it is. So.
All right. So the ball is going to be inside the 10-yard line, actually inside the 5 now.
Yeah.
So they got it down about the 2 or 3. So this was very beneficial if you're a Weslaco fan.
Yep.
Sepulveda at quarterback. Eli Rodriguez Jr. Beside him, we have a slot on the right side. And this time, Sepulveda is going to keep it. And Andy is going to run in for the score. So he takes the ball in from 3 yards out. Another rushing touchdown for him. Had one last week. And Weslaco does increase their lead to 20-0. 8:38 remaining here in the third quarter.
Yeah, this is, now you're starting to see, this is the third quarter. You went in, you hydrated, you cooled off a little bit, you come back out. And now you got to do this all over again. And it just seems harder to block some of these guys or keep your blocks even, hold them even longer. Your body's now starting to take a toll,
Extra point is up and good. 8:38 remaining in the third quarter. We're at Richard Thompson Stadium. And right now, the visiting that is Weslaco Panthers over the Rattlers of Sharyland, 21-0. This is a KWES production.
So, yeah, I was saying on both teams it happens. But remember, coming in, Weslaco had a much bigger height advantage, and not just that, but they have numbers, a lot of them. The 6A school is bigger than a 5A school, and we mean by that by numbers, not necessarily player size, by numbers. So Weslaco can rotate bodies and only play players on one side of the field, while Sharyland plays both sides of the field, both offense and offense. Now, that's not an excuse. That's just what you're dealing with.
But that's what you're dealing with.
But it takes a toll, literally, on your body after 4 quarters, and you have to continue doing that. Eventually, things start to happen, and you start missing tackles or you start holding, and that's what Weslaco was trying to do here all game long.
And the ball is going to be kicked off. Remember, these teams did play last year. It's going to be returned, a nice return to about the 35-yard line. There's a flag. Last year at Weslaco, it was 41-10, Weslaco winning. So, again, maybe a little bit of a moral victory right now that Sharyland is keeping Weslaco's offense a little bit in check.
That was Eric Gonzalez. We were just talking about him and maybe getting more involved in the offense. He's the kicking, the returner. Again, speaking of lightning in the bottle, yeah, he's got the same ability.
Yeah.
He can go quickly.
Right.
So the game plan now has continued, and Weslaco now rotates a brand new, fresh pair of legs on the defensive line side. And while your offensive line now has to go block a bunch of new guys. Now, you have in there Miguel Rodriguez. Now you have in there R.J. Guzman, who are playing up in the middle. Cannon is on one end. And let me check on the other side.
And by the way, the penalty was against Sharyland. They're
Matt
back
Garza
at the 25.
is on the other side. So.
And it's going to be Longoria with the run. He gets about 5 or 6. Last year we were talking about this game. Bo Krell was 15 out of 29 for 183 yards and a touchdown and 2 interceptions. Had 2 carries for 10 yards. Andy Sepulveda last year when these teams met was 16 out of 26. And he had 3 TDs in this game, 9 carries for 35 yards and a touchdown. So we had a big game last year, too.
Yep.
He had 181 yards passing again last year in this matchup. So it is going to be second down and about 5. It's going to be a handoff again, and this time going nowhere is Longoria. And again, he was met by several guys at the line.
Matt Garza, yeah, that was one of them. And then Miguel Rodriguez was another. And then a guy we've been talking about who just can't seem to get off the field. Number 45, Christian Sanchez. Coach says, look, man, this guy, Rivera's obviously your starter there, but Sanchez comes in, and he's involved in every single play. Bo Cuellar, number 21, is another guy that comes in, and that's how deep they are. They come in and they don't want to get off the field. They keep playing really good, which is not a bad problem to have.
Now, short gain on the play, maybe one. It's going to be 3rd down and 4. Ball at the 31-yard line in Sharyland territory. And this time, it's a sack and a loss of at least several yards.
Yeah, he's a pass rusher extraordinaire. Matthew Garza. Boy, did the Panthers miss him last year in the playoffs. I mean, he comes off the edge. He's got the rare combination, and you hear at this level, you know, you hear it at the pro and college level, when a guy has size, has speed, and then has the hands. He's got all that stuff together. It's so tough to block him because he uses different things. So you're coming up as an offensive lineman thinking, okay, this guy's going to push me. And you come up and try to stand, and he just uses his hands to get you out of the way, and he goes right across on the other side of you.
Loss of about 4 on that play, so it's going to be 4th down and 8. Longoria punting the ball. Ryan Gonzalez watches it roll. It'll go out at about the 35-yard line. That's where Weslaco will start, 1st and 10.
Really, Coach Krell, you know, whether they win or they lose, he was looking forward to this matchup. Look, he understood he's playing a big team, right? I mean, a 6'8" team.
6'8".
He understands that. But he says, look, and he told us early on, we said this, we want to have the exposure for these young men because if and when we go into the playoffs and we go 2 or 3 downs deep, this is the type of team we're going to play. So he's already thinking a little bit ahead. Hey, remember when we played Weslaco?
Yeah.
This is what we got coming up. So it's good experience.
Eli Rodriguez with the ball, and he is going to get a nice run. He is going to get a 1st down and a few more, give him about maybe 13 or 14. So, again, they start at about their own 35, and they're already over the 45-yard line on that run.
Now, right now, this is a live game. If we had replay, we would go weep, whoop, weep, whoop. What would that be? When he stops, goes, stops, goes. He's like 2 or 3 times at full speed. The only thing is he lost the ball going out of bounds. But, boy, stop and go is that's impressive, man, how he goes full speed and then it stops and it speeds up again.
Weslaco slot on the left. Sepulveda play action. Looks toward his left, and he does have a receiver open. It's going to be a 1st down and more, about a 20-yard gain that time. And a nice reception by Aiden Morales, his 2nd of the night. Remember, the first one was 18 yards for a touchdown.
Mark, wow. Did you see Aiden hurdle the player?
Yeah.
Hey, try him out for hurdles and win the track team. Man.
So that was about an 18 or 19-yard reception that time. Going to be a running play, and it's going to get down to about the 21-yard line, very close to a 1st down for Eli Rodriguez.
His vision, and we haven't even talked about it. We talked about his speed, talked about his strength. There's a hold on right where Eli cut. He starts in, and then he's got the ability to have the vision to cut back outside, or vice versa. If he's going out, then he sees nothing's there. He's got the vision to come back inside. And he turns it up when he's got that speed. Now, unfortunately, there was a hold there. That's the only thing that went wrong there. But you can see the ability that he has of quickly going. And he turns in a 3-yard gain that's going to be normal. Picks up 13 real quick. You know, that's the ability that he has.
So a holding call. Going to bring the ball back to the 40-yard line. Have to get up to about the 21 for a 1st down. This time it's going to be a handoff, new running back in there, and it's going to be about a 5 or 6-yard gain, and it's Freddie Reza.
Yeah, Freddie is back in the game now. He had a nice game last week. I'm sure he was chomping at the bit here. There's a flag away from us, right in front of the sideline for Weslaco. I think the Weslaco High jumped off sides or motion.
And you were talking about Freddie last week, 13 carries for 61 yards, also 1 pass reception for 11 yards.
Yeah, we felt he had some work that he was able to put in. Yeah, that's illegal motion against the Panthers. Is going to back him up.
But Freddie, you feel like he's a real upward-comer, right?
Yeah, he's one of these guys. He reminds me a lot of what Eli was last year. Remember, we kept saying, boy, well, I wish we could see more of Eli. Like, you know, we had a great running back last year, right, in Perez.
Yeah, Jeremy.
And Jeremy. So, you know, didn't get a lot of touches, but we were saying kind of the same thing with Reza now, you know?
All right, the ball is going to be 1st down and 25 yards to go. Back around the 47, still in Weslaco territory. And this time another handoff, not much running room that time.
Yeah, that tunnel screen, that tunnel close quickly. Yeah, big 99 in the middle there. Yeah, we were talking about
Was that Perunda that got those?
Yeah, Perunda was the one that got the pass. But, yeah, big 99. Tommaso said that again. We said in the beginning of the broadcast, he's a soccer player. A coach said, look, he came out, and he's never played football in his life, not even at the junior high level. He says, so he comes out and says, hey, coach, I would like to give it a shot. He says, well, you want to play soccer? You want to kick the ball? He says, no. I want to play defense.
Right.
Big 99 in the middle there.
Well, Prenda, he's doing good this season. Had 5 catches for 49 yards coming in, several more tonight. Another running play, and this time it's going to pick up about 4 or 5. And what is that, Eli not thinking he's down yet?
Eli thought he wasn't down.
Yeah.
And we're talking about Sauceda. He was the guy that made initial contact, pulled an arm out. But again, to bring down somebody like Eli, you just can't bring him down with an arm tackle. You have to wrap him up. If you don't, he's going to do just what you saw.
Yeah.
He didn't feel he was down. He kept running. You have to gang tackle him or go low and try to wrap up on him, because if not, he would just go and he's gone.
Yeah, it's going to be 3rd down and about 20 now. So you got trips on the right side, empty backfield. Sepulveda looking downfield, has a receiver open, but can't get it to him, and it looked like it was Freddie Trevino, right? He was trying.
Yeah, it looks like it was Frankie out there.
Frankie, Frankie.
Frankie was out there. I just know that they've tried that play a couple of times, and it hasn't come through. I'm sure Coach Peña, the offensive coordinator, is gonna circle that one. Hey, we gotta go back, and they had a couple of shots. They tried that.
Yes.
He was open on that play, just didn't connect. So I'm sure that they're gonna go back and take a look at it, see how they can modify it, or maybe just tweak some things there to get it going.
So Trevino back to punt. He'll do it near midfield. Good pressure that time. Almost blocked.
It was blocked.
It was blocked, yeah. I saw the pressure coming. And looking at that, it appeared that let me see on the chart here. Was that Ryan Escoval?
Yep, he was one of the guys that made it possible. Now, I've been talking about this. I didn't talk to Coach about it. But Frankie likes to take his time when he punts the ball. Sometimes he doesn't realize there's guys coming off the edges. And last week, even against Harlingen South, he had a couple of those. Remember those couple of blocks? Yeah. So yeah, I think Coach has got to tell him, hey, you know what? Speed that clock up. Get it off quicker.
All right, it's going to be 1st and 10. Krell has it at his own 40. A lot of pressure, gets it off, though, and finds his receiver. And he's going to get about 20 yards on that pass, and that goes to Eduardo Mendoza.
Nice slant. Bro Krell had just a second to throw the ball, but there's a flag away from us. Again, on the 40-yard line, there's going to be a legal man downfield. That's for Dot. So Sharyland's going to be penalized. They're coming right back.
Sharyland, by the way, will have an opponent we beat 34-0 next week. They'll take on Mercedes.
Yeah, Mercedes is obviously a team.
They're at Mercedes.
They're a very young team when we first saw them, and they're going to be improved. They're going to be in the race for the playoffs as well. Coach Adame and his bunch. Yeah, it should be fun. That game between Sharyland and Mercedes is always
7
fun.
p.m. at Mercedes.
That should be fun.
And, of course, Weslaco hosts United South of Laredo next Friday, a team we lost to in our final non-district game last season.
I believe that's going to be probably the best test Weslaco will have in the non-district. Screen being set up.
Screen set up, and it's going to pick up some yardage. Going to be about 3 or 4 yards short of the first down. It was first down and about 15 there.
To get the ball out there to Bruno Cavazos, young sophomore. They get him, he's one of the young guys that's out there. You do have, as we mentioned, Eric Gonzalez. Hasn't received the ball yet. I just think it's a matter of time before they find him.
So it's going to be a pickup that's going to make it 2nd down and 4. Ball at the 46-yard line. Need to get to midfield for the first down. Now another pass, and it's going to be close to the first down marker on the left side.
Yeah, they go outside. They go inside. That's we mentioned some Gonzalez.
Is that Gonzalez?
That's Gonzalez on
time?
the right side.
All
yeah,
right.
They have number 17 Bruno Cavazos out there, and they have Eric Gonzalez, and that's a run. Basically, for all intents and purposes, it's a run. It's a forward pass, but it's behind the numbers. So
okay, so they consider a lateral.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the running game. They do that a lot.
So that was probably the first running play that did not involve either the quarterback or Longoria.
Yep.
So it's going to be first down at midfield and a jet sweep this time, and it is going to get nothing. It's going to go for a loss that particular time. Looked like with the ball was Eric Gonzalez.
Yeah, see, now they're trying to get him involved, but going wide, and I said this before, even though, remember, Eric is a speedster, regional qualifier, so he can run.
Right.
But on the other side, you have track guys too. Gonzalez, you have Silva out there, and then not necessarily a track guy by, don't tell Matt that. Matt Garza, he feels he's a track guy. He's been using all speed all night here tonight.
It's going to be 2nd down and 12. Ball at the 48-yard line in Sharyland territory, moving toward the south, toward the scoreboard side of the field here in the 3rd. And again, lots of time, dumps it off at the last moment, and that screen is going to pick up some yards to Longoria. Longoria is going to get down to about the 43-yard line, going to be a couple yards short of the 1st down, but picked up about, 8 or 9.
Yeah, that looked very promising. I said, whoa, watch out. Well, now he gets in space. Santi, when he gets in space and they get a block or 2 down, now he's tough to bring down. He's a hefty guy. You know, he's a guy that has some power. So once you get him out there, he's tough to bring down. Got to go low on him.
So it's going to bring up 4 yards to go for the 1st down. And this time, Krell has it. He rolls to his right, looks downfield, has a receiver open at the 20-yard line, and he's going to get down to the 10. It's about a 30-yard reception on that play. Receiver was wide open. Had to be a broken or missed coverage.
Yeah, Eduardo Mendoza, nice catch. And really, Devin Silva was peeking. He got caught peeking inside. He was waiting for the quarterback to run or come inside, and number 9, Eduardo Mendoza just took off. He said, hey, if you're going to guard me, I'm going to take off. Nice play there by Mendoza, 1st and 10 for the Rattlers.
Yeah. Looks like it might even be inside the 10, so then it would be 1st and goal to go. It's right near the 10-yard line. And this time, Krell looks down toward the end zone. Broken up.
Yeah, he had a bunch of guys. He had Matt Gomez coming, number 14. He had number 11, Josh Rivera was coming. Krell's like, I got to get rid of this, man. There's like two guys coming.
So it's going to be a 2nd and goal to go. 44 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Again, Panthers ahead 21-0. Rattlers trying to get on the scoreboard. Longoria in the backfield. Krell marking out the signals, and the ball is dropped, and let's see who recovers it. Bad snap. Looks like it is going to be Rattlers' ball.
Yeah, it looked like, that was number 42 right in the middle. That was Marcus Valdez, another player that we've been talking about. Coach said he just has so much speed. He was there. As soon as the ball was in front, he was the first guy there. Yet he even almost beat Krell to the ball, and it fell out of Krell's hands. Good thing that you had other guys there. But boy, when Coach said he's got some get-off, he does.
Let's see if they'll try to snap it. Down to 10 seconds remaining here in the quarter. Looks like they're just going to wait. So we have played 3 quarters. We're at Richard Thompson Stadium here in the Sharyland community of Mission, Texas. And it is the visiting Weslaco Panthers 21, the Sharyland Rattlers nothing. This is a KWES production. Football, Fred, your evaluation of the 3rd quarter.
I like the fact, okay, there's no points yet. This could happen here in this drive. But I like the no quit. I like the, hey, we're behind 21 points. Okay, we're still going to play. They could have folded and said, hey, they're a better team, whatever you want to say. They're not saying that.
Right.
By their actions, they're showing that, hey, when we are faced with adversity, what do we got to do, man? I mean, we're going to play teams that are a little bit bigger than us, that have more numbers than us. Okay, so it's not always going to be to our advantage. So they're fighting. They're putting up a fight. That's what you want to see from this Rattler team heading into district. Yep. Weslaco on the other side. Boy, they've got some players in there now who are going to have to make some plays here if they want to keep that 0 up there. I know that the defense might not say it, but they want to keep that 0 up there.
And don't they have one of their best players coming back, maybe for district on defense?
Yeah, they can. They might. And we're talking about the the Rattlers, correct?
No, we're talking about
Weslaco. Yeah, Weslaco is missing a starter on the defensive line. Missing 3 tonight.
Yeah.
But you have Pablo Cadena.
He's going to come back probably for the
all-district player. He should be back with the starter district. This defensive line, this defense is going to get better.
All right. So it is now 3rd down. Krell tries to find a receiver, and it's intercepted. Intercepted in the end zone, brought back by Weslaco, and it's up to midfield. That return probably about, 50 yards. We'll see who it is. It's at the far end of the field, the interception.
It's away from us, but that looked to be number 9.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, we'll double check that, but that would be Carlos Ochoa.
All right.
He never cut back inside. We were hoping he would come back, but he's out there on that side. Looked to be number 9, Ochoa. I don't think it was Devin. Is a 9 or a 0? And again, we're on the opposite side.
Yeah.
They look like to be number 19. We're telling us that Chris Luna.
Okay,
yeah,
Chris
Luna, number
All
19.
Right.
Yeah, he's a starter on the opposite side. Thank you, Vinny. Vinny giving us a spot here. Luna, who we've been talking about.
A lot.
Who just, man, he took off. Maybe he showed some speed. He had an interception last week, remember?
Well, he's one of your favorite young players.
Man, he's talented.
You've even talked about maybe he should play receiver, haven't you?
Coach said today he said it. He's kind of special.
Yeah.
I said, really? He goes, yeah, he's got some special traits. Now, something happened. Looked like there was a foul here of some sort.
All right.
And bringing him back.
Yeah, the ball's going way back.
Still Weslaco ball. I mean,
that's the key.
Man,
if you're a Weslaco fan.
I just saw him take off. As soon as he caught it, he just went 50 yards in the blink.
We're not sure about could he stepped out of bounds?
He could have.
Yeah, I don't see a flag, but maybe he stepped out of bounds. But still, Weslaco ball. Eli Rodriguez, I believe, back in it, running back, and he is going to bull his way up to the 15-yard line, so gets about 6 or 7 on that rush.
This is great work for this offensive line. Why? Because they're playing an aggressive, very quick defense. They've got speed on inside and outside.
Right.
So this offensive line is not playing a bigger team, per se, their size. They're playing a smaller team that maybe can get around you. This is good practice. You're going to see that as the season comes along and into the playoffs. If you qualify later on, we're preparing for district here. That's the key.
Yeah.
So that's why you schedule, and Coach Stroman and both Coach Stroman and Coach Carell said the same thing.
Right.
We want to play teams that will mimic or at least give us a challenge, even though we lose the game. We want to practice against a team that we feel we're going to see later on in district or further.
Nice. Yeah. Yep. Now, I'm not always good at math. That was never my strong point. Maybe announcing isn't either. But, again, if my math is right, Coach Stroman has 29 wins as the Weslaco coach. So if he wins tonight, that would be his 30th win. Isn't that cool?
Do we get him cake?
Yeah. All right. He'd be 30-11. He's 19-13 in district play. Of course, his 5th season. And team went 8-4 last year, 3-2 in district.
I know a real good pan dulce place.
All right.
Croissants. Donuts.
Well, you got my ear.
That sounds good. Yeah, well, congratulations if this
he's
stays
right around
up.
that. Yeah, again,
it stays up. But we'll have to ask him next week.
I try to add all this stuff up, and again, that was never my strongest subject in school. We got through it, though.
Yeah.
So, all right. So right now, injured player is off. Eli Rodriguez has it, and it looks like a loose ball, maybe?
No. It looks like he just came down. It's one thing. I need to
short
ask
of the first down.
I need to ask this coach. I know there's some, and you might know this. You've covered football at college and pro. Is there such a thing where a guy is running and he's told, hey, this is the way you fall? I know that happens in wrestling.
Wrestling.
Yeah, it happens in wrestling. But do they get, hey, if you're running back and you get in, you want to fall, this is the way you fall. I've always wondered that, and at this level. I mean, I've always wondered. Maybe that's a question for next week.
So it's going to be 3rd and a couple, and that's going to be a pass, and it's going to be a first down. But now I hear some of the coaches say fumble.
Yeah, no.
I don't think
he never had control of it.
No, he never had control. Pass intended for Jaden Garcia. I think we're near what the Rattlers coach is nearby, so we could hear through the wall.
I think yes, you thought it was a fumble, but you know he went too high. The ball was high, had to go up high to get it, and as soon as he got it, the defensive player for Sharyland was there.
By the way, Jaden Garcia, nice season so far. 5 catches for 98 yards, 2 touchdowns. Last week against Edinburgh, 2 catches for 41 yards and a touchdown. And I guess that was with Landon, right? Solis late in the game. Punt on 4th down, and it is going to be caught by Fabian Garza, a guy that, who knows, he might have a big player too left in him in this game.
I've seen it. I'll see, and everybody who's seen it tonight can see that Ryan Gonzalez usually travels with your best receiver. It doesn't necessarily mean that he goes to that side, but he usually plays the best receiver, in this case your best athlete. He's done it so far in each and every game. He did it last week against Calderon. He did it against Vega, remember, from Edinburgh. He did the same thing. He's doing the same thing, 3-on-1 right here in front of us. Block him up. He's your shutdown guy. Now, he's getting some help at sometimes from Devin, number 0. See if that happens.
Ball to 47, 1st and 10. Krell will throw to his left side, and he is going to get it to almost the first down yardage that he needs on the reception to Eric Gonzalez.
Devin was shot out of a cannon from somewhere. Flying projectile number 0. He was coming, man. And then what he does when he comes, he grabs, and he does exactly that role that we talk about where he wants to wrap you up. Besides hitting you hard, he wants to make sure you go down because he understands that it's just not about hitting. You've got to be able to tackle correctly.
So it's going to be a 1st and 10. Ball at the 38-yard line in Weslaco territory. Bo Krell all the way at quarterback, and this time he is going to keep it and goes to about the 30, pickup of 6 or 7.
Yeah, quarterback keeper off the edge. First time we see that.
No, he hasn't done it much. Right?
Yeah, that's the first. Nice pickup. Panthers weren't ready for it. Again, why? Because you don't expect for him to run unless he's under pressure. We've seen that tonight. But a quarterback keeper design, quarterback draw, or quarterback option, or whatever you want to call it. I mean, he just took off with it.
All right, so we are going to have now 2nd down and 5. Krell again, quick pass, and gets it to his receiver. Picks up about 15. Ball is down in the red zone at about the 17-yard line.
I will say this. Both throws a pretty ball. Man, oh man, nice throw and catch there. That seems to be Eduardo Mendoza. Mendoza has been his target tonight. He's been favoring him. Nice thrown ball there by Bo Krell.
Yeah, you gotta like that. So again, ball at the 18, and we see Longoria bull ahead himself for about 7 or 8.
Yeah, he's going downhill. That's what he is, a downhill runner. He's not going to cut you back, and that's going to, go. He just wants to go right down the middle, get some yards the hard way, and he's that type of a runner.
All right, so it is going to be a gain of 5, and it will be a 2nd down and 5. Ball at the 17-yard line. And Longoria with it again, and he'll pick up about 2 or 3, so it's going to be 3rd and short coming up.
Matt Gomez was there for the tackle along with some other guys. Now you have a big number 99, David Martinez, who started out the game and really kind of had a good part of the night off. Coach said, all right, that's enough, Devin. Let's get you back in there. So he's back in there now. And Matt Garza has never left. Matt is him and Darren Hanks don't want to exit the game. They want to play all night long if possible.
Ball at the 11. It's going to be 3rd down and 3. Empty backfield. Krell has one step back.
Ooh,
tries to
what a
get
catch.
it ahead, and a nice catch, but can't quite get into the end zone.
One-handed catch there. He was trying to really push the pile, but excellent play there.
Was that Longoria?
That was Longoria, one of them. The other one was Devin Silva. Now, Devin is down here for a second.
Right, so, but Longoria caught the pass.
Longoria caught the pass, one-handed, kind of looked like an outfielder catching a fly ball kind of thing. Nice play. Now, Devin's down. Let's see if he's all right. There's a couple of players out there trying to bring it down. See if he's okay. Now, they're on the time where you start – 3rd quarter, 4th quarter. It's been a long game here.
Yes.
See if there's some cramps already starting to show up maybe.
And for Longoria, I believe that's his first catch of the night?
First catch of the night. He's been involved, obviously, in this offense running the ball. But you're right. That's the first pass. He comes out of the backfield, kind of a running back option. Kind of let him decide where he wants to go. Find him right in the middle.
So it's going to be 1st and goal at the 1. Picked up about 7 maybe on that play.
That's right. Nice pickup there by Krell. Krell has looked mighty impressive, I would say. I mean, he's thrown an interception early in the earlier drive, right? But overall, he's done exactly when he has time and he's not pressured, and obviously that's what quarterbacks want to do. It looks like Devin is all right, number 0. Yeah, the cramps look like might be taken in. That's what you do. That's the kind of quarterback. That's why they're successful. That's why they're projected to be district champs even.
Well, Krell last year threw for 1,684 yards and 15 touchdowns.
Yep.
So he's no rookie to this game. All right, so 1st and goal to go at the 1-yard line.
You give it a 4, don't you?
Yeah, that's what I would do. 4 is back there next to his quarterback, and 4 is going to get it and doesn't make it, I don't think.
And there's no signal from anybody.
No, I don't think he made it.
The only guys that are signaling is R.J. Guzman, who's number 74 in white. For the Panthers saying, nope. He's the only guy. Yeah, it looks like they stopped him there.
So it's going to be 2nd and goal to go. Looks like it's still around the 1 yard line. No gain on that play.
Devin Martinez right in the middle along with R.J. Guzman.
Right. So we see Krell. To his left is Longoria. And this time, Longoria has it. And again, it looks like he's stopped.
Yeah, they did it again. Nobody's calling it. Yeah, the officials are calling, and as a matter of fact, they're saying it's next down, please.
I mean, this is really a good.
I thought he had it there.
Yeah.
I thought he had crossed the line, but
no, they kind of spun him around at the last second.
Yeah, we're way up
Panthers
here.
Defense,
We're way up here, so it's kind of tough for us.
So again, it's inside the 1 yard line. It's third down and goal to go. They don't have a wildcat play, I guess. I was going to see if they're going to snap it right back to Longoria.
Yeah, there's a timeout here.
But, okay, yeah, he looked like he was going to this time line up to the right of Krell. But again, and maybe the Panthers saw that, and maybe they thought it might be a wildcat play.
Well, you're right, and I think Coach saw something that he didn't like.
No, I think it was a possibility of a wildcat play. Again, if I had a chance afterwards to talk to Coach Krell, I would ask him. But, give the Coach Stroman and his staff a lot of credit for calling a timeout. Like we said before, you can't take them with you at the end.
Yep.
And obviously, the defense would love to have a shutout. They're going to have to make 2 more big plays to keep it.
Well, Coach will tell you, hey, it's district game, and we have to stop these guys. So what do we do? That again, teachable moment for these young guys to go back and say, hey, remember what we did last time. Look at that goal line stand. Can we do it? Let's find out here.
So this time now he's lined up to the right. You see that, Longoria? This time he's lined up to the right.
Direct snap, you're thinking maybe?
Yeah, maybe. And, of course, we've got 2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. And this time it is Krell. And is he going to keep it? Yes. Krell keeps it and takes it in from 1 yard out. Quarterback keeper. Knew there had to be something different that time.
Well, good thing he kept it because everybody hit number 4.
Yeah.
Except the whole defensive line was on 4 while Krell went off the opposite side.
Right.
Nice play.
Nice play.
Yep.
So, again, extra point attempt coming up in just a moment. We have 6:33 remaining here in regulation. And the kicker, let's take a look and see who it's going to be. I know they have a couple guys that do it.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go with the original guy, number 80, who we thought was going to be Stayus.
All right.
Yeah, he's the guy who's going to
he's got a pretty good foot out there, too. So here we go. We'll see if the extra point attempt will be good. It's up, and it is. So 6:33 remaining in regulation. We're at Richard Thompson Stadium in Mission, Sharyland community. And it is the Weslaco Panthers over the Sharyland Rattlers, 21-7. This is a KWES production. Football, Fred, you talk about teachable moments. The shutout is gone.
Yep.
And will this be a teachable moment saying, look, you can't ever get complacent. Teams can come back. They're not going to give up. We can't either.
I like it. I like it a lot, and let me tell you why I like it. First of all, good play. Good way of putting it together and getting into the end zone. Sharyland deserves it.
They do.
That drive. They worked hard for it. Okay, that's the positive side. So Coach Krell says, hey, guys, fine. Here we go. That's what we're talking about. On the other side, you're saying, Coach is going to say, wait a minute, guys. Look, okay, we give up a touchdown. We can't let our guard down. Remember, we start fast and what did it say? Finish faster. This is not finishing faster.
Now, could you see an onside kick, by the way?
I could. Remember, the coach said, they have a lot of little gadget plays that they like. They've become professionals at this. I don't know, Coach, if they practice it all the time, but they're good at it. So watch out for that. Good call. I think you might be onto something here. They're ready. The Panthers were up at the line.
We got the hands team.
Yeah, the hands team. They're like, yeah, we've seen this before. See what they do.
All right. So again, they'll be kicking off. Couple backs deep for Weslaco. Well, they're going to kick it back, and it's going to go in the end zone. Ryan Gonzalez lets it go. So, again, no pooch kick, nothing like that. Again, they'll trust their defense to stop it, and we're talking about the Rattlers, and try to get it back. And who knows, maybe if they do score another touchdown, then they'll go for an onside.
I think it's the offense. You need to go out there, and Coach says, look, I'm going to challenge you guys. You guys need to go up and put up some points. I mean, 6:33 left to go. It's a ball game. You can't stop now thinking, hey, we won this game. No.
Panthers at their own 25, and this time it looks like maybe a missed handoff. And again, it's not a good thing for Sepulveda. He's going to be hit for about a 7-yard loss.
Ivan Ramirez, number 23 was there. Number 25, Vladimir Trevino was there. Now, there's a lot of guys over on that side. They came up and made a nice play. This defense has no quit in them.
No.
Got to give it to Coach Walker, Coach Corral. This defense has shown up here this evening.
So it's going to be second down and about 18 to go. Panthers need to get something going. Sepulveda has some time, but he is sacked inside his own 10.
Yeah, this is momentum now. Has changed it completely now to the side of the guys in red.
The press box is rattling now. Oh, and this is the Rattlers, right? Get it? It's rattling.
Adriel Vargas on the quarterback sack. Now that's a covered sack. Andy was waiting, and nothing never developed down the field. So big sack now really backs up the Panthers.
Oh, it's like 26 yards for a first down.
Just said momentum has shifted to the guys in red. These Rattlers are rattling now, man. You can hear it up here too.
Yeah, it reminds me of being at Texas A&M when they do that little cheer and they start shaking the press box there. So Sepulveda is going to hand it off to Rodriguez. He's going to get a nice run, and he is going to maybe get the first down. My gosh, he got about a 28-yard run, maybe 30 yards for the first down.
Wow.
No flags?
No flags. I don't see any.
Yeah.
But I have been wrong in the past. Give me a second.
Wow, that was a nice run.
Let me scan the
right when
the
field. Panthers needed it. You talked about the shift in momentum.
No.
Well, the Panthers kind of said we may want to shift it back.
You just put a cap on it.
Yeah.
Here, let's close this down. Yeah, this was a big run.
No, that was about 28 yards.
It is a first down.
Yeah. So it's up at the 40-yard line. First and 10. And there's Rodriguez again, and he's going to get another nice run, and that is very close to a first down.
It's offensive line now, I guess. You know, Coach Cuellar, it was the offensive line coach. Maybe he just went up to him and told him, hey, guys, what's going on here? Why are we not scoring anymore? Why are we going backwards instead of forwards?
Didn't he get like 164 yards in the opening game? We're talking about Eli Rodriguez. He's getting very close to that number right now.
You run the ball, get first down, run the clock, right? You've got the lead. That makes sense.
Yep. Can you give us the timeout situation in a moment after this play?
Sure will.
All right. So Rodriguez has it again, and this time he's going to get about 6 or 7.
So Weslaco High, timeout situation, they got 2, while the Rattlers here have all 3 yet.
All right.
So, I remember the coach in the previous play trying at the goal line called that a 1 timeout, so that's what you have 2. Nope. This defense now this is the time to stiffen up here.
Yeah, so we're going to have a first down here. Ball is at the 43-yard line, moving toward the south, toward the scoreboard. On this drive is the Weslaco Panthers. And obviously they just want to run the ball, and it's going to be another nice run. Do they have a new back in there now?
Yeah, Freddie Reza's in there.
Freddie Reza's in
he
there.
He comes in when Eli needs a breather.
Right.
You know, maybe it's a different play. Maybe you need
whatever. We mentioned Reza had 61 yards rushing last week.
Right.
Gets about 4 that time, up to the 40. So it'll be second down and about 6.
They complement each other very well, I think. Both Reza and Rodriguez, they do different things. They're not the same type of runner, but they complement each other very well.
So like I compliment you. Good job tonight.
There you go.
All right. Here we go. Rolling to the left is Sepulveda, and he is going to go out of bounds, but he'll be close to the first down.
Yeah, he's sneaky quick.
Yeah.
You know, he comes up, and then all of a sudden you think you got him, then he goes right around you.
Needed 6. We'll see how much he got.
Yeah, he's quick. Yeah, he's got those legs, man, that he can go. And again,
he got 5.
Yeah, no mistakes really here this evening by Sepulveda, at least that I can remember. See, that's the thing about a team like that. When you have a quarterback that can make those type of decisions,
right?
That helps you. That means more positive things happen.
So ball inside the 35. And there's going to be a little jet sweep there, right? And again, there's going to be a first down.
Yeah, Reza going right up the middle. He's trying to get Coach Krell to start using his timeouts, I believe. Right. Don't know if Coach Krell is going to go for it. It's 2:55, right?
Yes.
Clock running, 4th quarter. See what he does, but you know he's got all his timeouts.
Okay, so it's going to be 1st and 10. Ball at about the 34-yard line. And again, it's going to be a handoff. Pick up about 6 or 7. There were 2 backs back there. Who took it?
Yeah, Freddie Reza came off and became the fullback.
All right.
And then Eli Rodriguez took the hand.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a nice
We don't
play.
see that too often.
Yeah, I was going to mention you have two
Right.
backs in the backfield, and then Reza, which we said earlier, the complement. That's where the
Yeah.
complement is. Reza can be more of a fullback if need
Right.
be. So you can do that
So
better.
gain of 6 by Rodriguez. I think by the time we add it all up, this will probably be the biggest night of the season for Eli in total yardage. Started off, of course, with that 85-yard run early. And this time, another running play. And it looks like, what, Rodriguez again?
No, that's going to
Or
be a
no,
keeper.
Is that
Quarterback
keeper Sepulveda? Okay. So Sepulveda is going to get it down near the 20. Had 4 yards to go on that one. Gets the first down.
So the clock stopped for a second. They set the change, and then they started up, and it just did.
Yeah.
Coach Carell doesn't look like he wants to stop the clock, does he?
No, it doesn't right now. You're right. Again, 2 backs in the backfield again. Another handoff. And this time it's Rodriguez going to reverse himself. And he's going to pick up some yards when it looked like he was going to get nothing. As a matter of fact, he may go all the way, and he does. It looked like he was not going to get anything on that play, and he goes about 22 yards for a touchdown.
Put that on the highlight reel.
Yeah.
Put that on that young man's highlight reel. Man, oh man, he went one way. He got a horse collar almost. He got tackled
Right.
once, and then he turned on the afterburners. And after he did that, yeah, that was it.
Right.
Man, what a run!
27-7 right now. Extra point attempt upcoming. Rodriguez with his second touchdown of the night. It's up, and that is going to be good.
Yep.
Okay, so the Panthers are now ahead 28-7 over the Rattlers. 1:26 remaining here in the fourth quarter. This is a KWES production. So we see him get a 85-yard touchdown run early, and then late gets a 22-yard run. So on touchdown runs alone, he's got 2 carries for 107 yards.
I say, as soon as we're done here, you take one of those horse
Right.
stalls as we saw out there in the back,
Yeah.
fill them up with water and ice, and put them in there.
All right. Well, I tell you what we need to do. Let's thank our crew tonight, all right, as we start running down.
Yep.
We got a bunch of videographers tonight. Vinny Barry even is right up near us. He's actually helped us a couple times when we needed some spotting out there.
Good
We
job,
appreciate
sir.
Vinny.
Good job. Thank you.
Yeah, and of course, down below, Don Ramirez and Val Zamora. Don is your rock and roll buddy,
The
right?
Ayatollah of rock and roll.
That's right. And Val Zamora keeping him in line, I'm sure.
What was he? What did they refer him to? From here on out, we're going to call him that. He's our spiritual leader. Is that what they said?
Yeah.
That's it. He's
All right.
We're keeping him as such.
That's right. And we appreciate Mike Gonzalez being here tonight. He's going to do some post-game interviews to use on KWES. He's also keeping a lot of stats for us. And Adrian DeLeon, my buddy, we worked a lot of games together in softball this year. He's up here in the booth streaming and producing and just keeping it all in order. So all these gentlemen, obviously our boss, Carlos Robledo, the director of KWES, and we appreciate Mina Garcia getting us our what do you call it? Our rosters today.
Yep.
So all these people all contributed, and some people not working tonight, but obviously work very hard. And Mike Palacios, he always runs things.
He didn't play tonight.
No, he didn't play tonight, but he played last night for the Weslaco East game.
He was the Weslaco, yeah.
He runs things, controls everything as far as technical aspects when we have games at Bobby Lackey Stadium. So good bunch, huh?
Hey, we're going back there next week.
Yeah. So there's a pass. And that's going to be good for a lot of yards. Number 17 has it, and he is going to go from the 35 to about the 40 of Weslaco.
Bruno Cavazos.
Yeah.
He's another guy that's been kind of used here sparingly, but you can see the go. You can see the speed that we said. These guys this team is full with athletes. You know? They are. They're going to be all right, trust me. They're going to be just fine, Sharyland.
So the ball is at the 42-yard line in Weslaco territory.
Yeah, the coach is going to call time.
Yeah, minute 6 remaining. A big play there, and again, you know, I thought of Don Ramirez recently. I was over at when I covered the Orlando game between LSU and Florida State.
Yep.
I went on the Aerosmith roller coaster.
Oh.
Okay, it's an indoor roller coaster.
Yeah.
And it goes 80 miles an hour right away, and you're indoors. So you see some what do you call it, visuals and some cool stuff, but you're in the dark most of the time. So. If you're ever looking for an indoor roller coaster, that's a lot of fun.
No, not really.
Yeah. That's at the Hollywood part of Disney World, the Hollywood park of Disney World. Okay?
Remember, I'm not built for speed. I'm built for comfort.
So, They got a giant guitar outside. I mean, like,
I've seen
3
that.
stories high. That's outside.
That looks pretty
At least
cool.
the base of the guitar is outside over there. But I thought of Don Ramirez when I saw that. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have first down. A long pass this time, and it's intercepted, I believe.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So Weslaco with the interception.
Silva.
Wow. Silva. Was that Silva? Let's double check.
Yeah, it
Yeah, it
was.
was. All right.
Yeah, Silva polished it
Yeah.
right before he gave it
And
back.
remember, he was shaken up a while back.
Yeah.
But Devin Silva, like his brother Gavin, who used to play here, they know how to get those interceptions.
Yeah, this is exactly what we said, and this fits into what Coach had said. Look, if we stop the run, then they're going to have to throw. And when they throw, that's where our playmakers are. Luna's back there. Gonzalez is back there.
So how many interceptions do we have tonight? Silva has 1, Luna has 1.
Silva has
right?
1. That's 2 interceptions here this evening. So, yeah, that's what they want to do. Most guys don't want you to throw on them. The Panthers actually want you to try to throw on them.
So 59 seconds remaining, and we just kind of want to run this out and get on back to Bobby Lackey Stadium, Texas National Bank Field next week for a game on Friday against Laredo United, our final non-district game for the Weslaco Panthers.
I don't know if you've seen it, and I know we've talked about it. So we started with Mercedes. Good, tough team was going to do well. And then you had Harlingen South.
Yeah.
You had Edinburgh High. And now you have Sharyland. Do you see what's happening here? Teams are getting better and better and better. The competition is getting better. All of them are good teams.
Right.
But it's gotten tougher and tougher and tougher every week.
Oh, you're right.
And I think at the end, by next week, we're going to play a team who I think will be a playoff team in the Laredo area. Could be the district champ.
No, you're right.
But they are going to be a good team. So that'll be a nice test for this Panther team.
All right, tonight, Eli Rodriguez with 2 touchdown runs, 85 yards in the first quarter, 22 here in the final quarter. Also, Aiden Morales had a touchdown reception from Sepulveda in the second quarter. We saw Sepulveda run for a 3-yard touchdown. Bo Krell also ran for a touchdown. So that's pretty much a summary of most of the scoring, isn't it?
Yeah, that's basically it.
All right. So there it is. Final score, Panthers beat the Rattlers 28-7. Any final words?
Well, that's what we're building up to. We're getting every week. It's getting better. We're going to get some guys back next week that are going to help the offense. Some guys that might be sitting out because it's the last game of the non-district. But adjustments will be made. The Panther defense, 7 points. I mean, that's against this team. A bunch of athletes that the Rattlers have. That's impressive on the offense as well. The Panthers are looking good. We still have a couple of games to go. Let's see if they can round up a couple of mistakes that Coach will find for sure.
Panthers now 4-0 here in non-district action, and we see the Rattlers, they dropped to 2-2. So once again, the final score, it is the Weslaco Panthers over the Sharyland Rattlers 28-7. This game at Richard Thompson Stadium tonight in the Sharyland community of Mission, Texas. For Football Fred, I'm Scott Harrison. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you next Friday from Weslaco. This has been a KWES production.